Coming from the perspective of somebody that's never played Dying Light, the question is, does it slap?
Fucking hell.
Let's talk about it. All right. Oh, God. I'm just looking up and seeing what we're all looking at right now. It is one of the beginning cutscenes of this game, and I don't want to give a whole bunch of spoilers out or have this show for too long, but the reason that I put this video up right here is strictly because of, I understand it's like supposed to be like a memory or whatnot, but for goodness sakes, like the frame rate, I felt like that specific piece was just rough. And that was my introduction into Dying Light 2. And I wasn't that big of a fan at first when I first turned on this game. The traversal felt slow, weird, awkward. I mean, I wasn't even sure exactly what to do, as you can see in this silly part. So it was a lot of fun, but anybody that has a Series X, PC, PS5, highly recommend that you play this in performance mode. I'm not sure if they've patched it out quite yet. I'm too afraid to check for myself, because if I got more frames, I'm rocking with that over going with a little bit of better resolution, you know. This game, so far, from the perspective of somebody that's never played a Dying Light game, this game looks rather surprisingly well, other than that beginning scene that I was showing you at the very beginning. That right there was rough, gave me a little bit of a headache, or it didn't literally give me a headache, but I felt like it was going to if it continued that way. The feeling of this game, well, I tell you what, at first it feels really slow, and your character has like no stamina. He can barely climb up stuff, and when he does climb up stuff, it's very slow, sluggish. He's not getting around very fast, and he can barely get from point A to point B. Like, I can't even follow some of the people at the beginning of the game, but you dang sure are running away because you ain't got enough power to fight. But the cool thing about running for your life in this game, I tell you, is just the sheer fear that you constantly have going all around buildings, not knowing exactly what your next turn is, and just kind of figuring it out for yourself, running away until you can finally escape. I mean, it is pretty insane, and it gives you a sense of anxiety that you don't get in a lot of different type of games, especially some zombie games. Yes, there's a lot of anxiety in zombie games, sure, but this one, just with the sound quality and, as I said, the feel of it, is just like really nerve-wracking but fun, because you don't get that from very many other places. So I highly recommend that you try it out if you're into spooky kind of things. But when you're sneaking around, as you can see on the screen right now, sneaking around is really cool because you're trying not to wake anything up, and this is usually during the evening times that you can go into buildings and things are either like passed out or whatnot. I think it's the evening times that things are passed out, because in the daytime, or I don't know, get in there and try it out for yourself, because I don't remember off the top of my head which one's which. I just know that you are running for your life in a lot of parts of this game, and it's kind of addictive after a little while. Going back to the way this game looks now, it does look good in its moments, and like I said, other moments it looks kind of fuzzy and hard to digest, I guess is the best way to put it. It's not the most next gen game by far, but it is really good at what it does. As you can see, like the just kind of animation and way that people kind of look and react to you, and the kind of smoothness of the characters, and I mean, it kind of has this cyberpunk-esque look to it. I mean, obviously not in the future at all, but if you can kind of see the detail of the character, if you've ever played Cyberpunk at all, you can see kind of like the smoothness, the slow reactions that they'll kind of do with their bodies to gesture, kind of how they feel, or if they even want you near them, or who the hell are you. I thought that was pretty cool and pretty neat to add into the game. As for action, oh man, the action feels weird at first. It is really weird. Knowing when to strike is different compared to a lot of games where you mostly just like hit the dodge button and parry. This parry feels a little like you have to really think about it right before they even go to strike. So as you can see right here, I'm just kind of waiting and then I parry, and it feels really good when you get it right. And keep in mind, when you're a low level, you don't have a lot of the abilities that you will get later on in the game to really maximize your fight style within the game, and how you actually can quickly beat up some people and just thrash stuff. Like, I mean, it really gets intense though. As you see, I'm at night right here, and I don't know what I was really thinking, because once you start kind of fighting at night, oh yeah, okay, so I was in the middle of a mission trying to get the hell out of there. Ooh, trying to pick a lock with a bunch of zombies, not a good idea, bro. Good call. But anyways, yeah, so you really just gotta fight your way through a lot of this stuff, and I like how they don't give you a choice but to fight in certain areas. But there are many areas where you can completely just get away and not have to deal with it, especially if it's daytime. It's fairly easy to get away. In the night, when you are low level, it is a lot tougher to get away, because you are going versus really fast zombies and whatnot. Extremely nerve-wracking, especially when you get the screamers that scream out more, and then the chase meter goes up higher, and the streets flood up really fast. So yeah, be ready, be on your toes. Things will happen extremely fast. Another really cool thing I kind of wanted to bring to your attention about this game is the crafting. One thing I really like is being able to add different powers to your weapons to enhance what they do. You got all different kind of things like fire and electricity that you can add. One thing that I'm not sure if I even like quite yet, even though I am, you know, working my way through and around it, and it's not like stopping me from really enjoying the game, is your weapons breaking. As I said, I've never played Dying Light before. Not completely used to finding a weapon that I absolutely love and then having to, you know, break it and then have to fix it, and or not. You can't even fix your weapons in this one. Like, once they're broken, they're gone. So please be sure that you don't get too attached to your weapons. The cool thing as well is you're always upgrading anyways, so really needing to hold on to that weapon, I think that's kind of their message within it, is don't get too attached. You're about to upgrade anyways, and you'll find something stronger, and as you upgrade you'll get stronger stuff to the point that it doesn't even really matter what weapon you pick up, because you're gonna smash everybody's skull in either way. So maybe that's what it's gonna seem like down the line later, but I'm really interested in seeing how badass my weapons can actually become. Very interesting. The last thing I kind of wanted to touch on in this game is the traversal. The traversal is probably my favorite part about this game. Getting around is really freaking cool, especially once you get, spoiler here, so if you don't want a spoiler, I mean, you probably shouldn't have seen some of this stuff anyways, but spoiler right here, you get a glider later on down the line in this game. And the glider is really freaking cool because you get to use like air conditioners or whatever it is that's on the ground to boost up higher and be able to essentially kind of fly away. But it does come to a detriment of your stamina. So if you are flying for too long and you're too high and you don't have an air conditioner to go under, because those refill your stamina if you are running low. If you don't have any of that, you're gonna fall to your death, guaranteed, unless you're by a building to land or grab a hold of something. So just don't fly up too high if you don't have that much stamina, especially if you go through the game and upgrade melee instead of your parkour, because there are two different ways to level yourself up throughout. Actually, there's three. There are three different ways. But kind of the third one goes into both the first and second one. So the first one would be your combat. You can level up your combat, and that's its own level up bar. So like, you don't choose whether you want stamina this time, or not stamina. You don't choose whether you want parkour or combat when you get this specific level. You can only get combat points and only get parkour points. But the catch is you need inhibitors to unlock more of your skill tree. And when you put more of your inhibitors into stamina, it opens up your parkour skill tree. When you put more of your inhibitors into like the combat part, it will increase your combat skill tree, so you can open up more of that and be able to fight better and dodge better and whatnot. Really cool stuff. Really interesting way to level up your character for sure. But yeah, that is the gist of Dying Light 2 in the eyes of somebody that has never played before. I honestly think this story is really deep. There's a lot to choose from. There's different sides that you can take. So if you don't like the way somebody's kind of has an idea and you think that the other crew or like the PKs deserve it more than the survivors, you can kind of make your choice based on that. It was kind of fun going back into it and talking to some of my friends about some of the decisions I made, and they're like, I don't know what you're talking about, but I'm further than you in the game. And I was like, well, if you didn't know what I'm talking about, obviously you chose the wrong side. So I appreciate you guys for coming out and watching this little review for Dying Light 2. You guys have a wonderful day. Stay safe out here in these crazy COVID streets. Do your thing. Hit the like button for me. Subscribe for more content. And we'll see you back soon. I would like to do some more of these reviews that I've been lacking on as of late. See you later, y'all.
Do it! Make your dreams come true! Just do it!